I don't know, guys. I'm over it. I don't know what to say. I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm annoyed. I'm disappointed. I'm over it. Just type WTF in the comments. We're going to get into my reactions. We're going to get into the recap, some notes. Just type WTF. I'm over it. See, roll the Guys, another loss. Woohoo! This is so fun. 28-25 final score from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Obviously, the Saints are going to be on the short end of the stick. NFL Week 4 does not go our way. This is brutal. We hate it here. Andy Dalton, let's give some credit to him. Andy Dalton looked good. I really liked what I saw. Obviously, the Saints were without Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and notably on the defense, Marcus Maye. But we're going to get into the score, who kind of stood out, who kind of did bad, and then we're going to get into some reactions because I have some thoughts about today's game, guys. So obviously, Kirk Cousins, he was kind of cooking, 25 for 38, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, almost 300 yards. Dalvin Cook was pretty quiet. I think the Saints did a good job of keeping him pretty contained. Obviously, he was dealing with a shoulder injury, which was a part of the reason why he was limited and maybe not did as well. Justin Jefferson versus Marshawn Lattimore, though. God, I really, really, really wish that went our way because Marshawn Lattimore versus Jarvis Landry versus Justin Jefferson is one of my favorite matchups that I've seen, the Marshawn Lattimore have other than Mike Evans. It's unfortunate. It sucks. Andy Dalton looked really good. Latavius Murray, he led the team in rushing. Chris Olave continued to be a dog. We'll get into him here in just a second. But first thing first, shout out Andy Dalton. Shout out to Andy Dalton for coming ready to play. He said he was going to be ready to play. He said he was going to come in and he was going to take care of business. The red rifle, I will say, was locked, loaded, and ready to go. Unfortunately, not enough. He was without Michael Thomas. Chris Olave still balled out and stuff. But 20 for 28, 236, 1 touchdown. That's not bad. For your QB2, this is the kind of stuff that we're looking for. These are the kind of things that we want to see out of your quarterback, too. Jameis Winston, obviously he's a talented quarterback, but Andy Dalton was healthy. He knew what was he doing. He had the game plan. He had all the practice this week. I think that was the right move to start Andy Dalton this week. Obviously, again, I wish that it ended up in better light for the Saints, but we have to get a quick note to Mark Ingram because he did actually go to the injury tent for a little bit he went to the injury tent, then went to the locker room, and then by the fourth quarter, he was back on the sideline. And he was taking snaps and he was playing. So just wanted to give a quick note that Mark Ingram did go to the injury tent. He did come off the field, but he was back on the field later in the game and was taking snaps and getting reps and stuff. Shout out all to Latavius Murray as well. 11 carries, 57 yards, 1 touchdown. That's not even correct. He had a touchdown. He kind of balled out. He did really, really well. I was impressed to see him step up to be that RB2 because obviously Alvin Kamara didn't play. He jumped up. It was good. I like seeing Latavius Murray, Mark Ingram. Come on, let's get it going. Let's stay healthy. But the MVP of the offense, Chris Olave, baby. I said it. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. This guy is the future of the offense. I am so excited to see Chris Olave keep developing every single week, guys. I feel like he gets better. He shows his progression. He shows what he's learning. He's showing that he's learning from mistakes where he didn't go down on that, like when he fumbled the ball against the Bucs. He's showing that he is making catches. He's being athletic. He's putting himself in position to make plays. There's obviously that catch on the sideline that he was pushed out of bounds towards the end of the game. That would have been, made that field goal for Will Lutz a little bit shorter. But I'm really, really pleased with Chris Olave. I love what I'm seeing out of him. Despite whether it's Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston, Chris Olave continues to be a dog, and he continues to have that dog in him. I love Chris Olave. So, guys, I want to hear from y'all. Go down and spam 12. It says type 12, but I mean spam it. Spam it 12 times. Type 12 times for Chris Olave because he's the only real number 12 that's really worth the hell or worth the damn in the NFC South, if you ask me. But we love Chris Olave. Show him some love. Show the Rook some love. Type 12 down below. Takeaway number 3. Let's start investing in Gorilla Glue. Maybe we change the name from the Caesar Superdome to the Gorilla Glue Superdome or something because, oh my Lord, guys, this is not a joke. 10 turnovers in 4 games. Oh, that is criminal. It's ridiculous. Turnovers, excuse me, I'm so mad I can't even speak, Steven. This is ridiculous. Turnovers seem inevitable with this team. I mean, we're averaging almost over 2 turnovers a game. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand what is happening. This, in my opinion, boils down to a little bit of a coaching thing, a little bit of a, just be aware and know when to go down. Know when to just say, all right, I'm not going to get this extra yard. I'm going to go down, run the next play. And I get it. I want to fight for every single yard. I think every inch is important when it comes to football. But at the end of the day, you can't score if you're turning the ball over, and it seems like that's inevitable, and it seems like it's going to be a problem all year. I really want to see Dennis Allen figure this stuff out, and I really want to see this team figured out. But I'm betting on the fact that they'll probably have another fumble, and if you guys want to bet that they have another turnover, go check out our sportsbook partner, chatsports.com/bet. Plug in code CHAT125 for $125 deposit bonus, which means you put down $100, they will match you $125. Of free play, so that means you can bet on the Saints, you can bet on the LSU Tigers, you can bet on MLB. When the NBA comes back around, you can bet on that. They got UFC, they got prop bets, they got literally anything and everything in between. So guys, go check out our sportsbook partner, BetUS, down at that link below, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125 to take advantage of this deal. All right, takeaway number 4. The Saints are their own worst enemies. Guys, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely criminal. The Vikings offense kind of just destroyed the Saints defense. I mean, 344 yards, 263 yards of passing, 81 yards of rushing, which was phenomenal. I am so glad that we contained the rush game because Dalvin Cook, I was telling producer Seatman over here that he's a damn good running back and he can do a lot when he is healthy and he has that open space. And I think the Saints did a phenomenal job of keeping him contained and making sure that he was not a factor. Obviously, the shoulder injury may have, taken some juice out of him a little bit, but I was pleased with the run defense, but that pass defense, man, Justin Jefferson is continuing to prove why he's such a good pick, and, he was an LSU Tiger. What do you expect? That guy's going to be a dog. The Saints, not as well. 306 yards, not bad. 195 passing, not terrible. 111, not bad when you don't have your RB1. Third down, 4 for 10. I mean, I'd like to see that number be a little bit higher. 4 for 10 is whatever. It's just unfortunate. It's really upsetting, and it's really ridiculous because third down is one of those plays you have to convert on, not just on offense, but also on defense. You have to get off the field on third down whenever you're playing on defense and the Vikings or whoever you're playing is rushing down the field or is forcing the ball downfield. You got to get off the field on those third downs. When you're on offense, you got to convert those third downs because that's how you avoid having to kick 60-yard field goals. That's how you avoid having to punt the ball so many times. That's how you avoid having 4 of 10 for your third down conversion. And guys, penalties. Oh my God, this is unfathomable. It's ridiculous. 4 penalties in the first 6 minutes of the game is an absolute joke. That comes down to coaching, that comes down to discipline, and that comes down to, quite frankly, just knowing what your assignment is and not messing up on it. You have to trust your teammates to your left, you have to trust your teammates to the right to know that they're going to do their assignment. This comes down to coaching. It's lazy football. It's ridiculous. I'm over it. Guys, I'm so tired of the penalties. We are one of the most penalized teams in the NFL, if not the most. I don't know the official numbers off the top of my head, but it is ridiculous how many penalties this team seems to get, and especially in big moments. They always seem to get them whenever they're driving downfield and it's about to have some momentum, about to get things back, and then it's done. Or we get a penalty on defense whenever they're driving down the field and we make a stop on third down or on fourth down and they get a free first down. Or even worse, on special teams, and then they get them even better field position. Like, it's unreasonable to have this many penalties this season. 4 penalties in the first 6 minutes of week 4. This isn't week 1. You need to get this stuff together. This is just so upsetting. Penalties are shooting us in the foot, and that is why we are losing games, and that is why I need every one of you to go down and type flag in the comments like 100 times. Like, I know I keep saying spam it, but I'm not kidding. Type flag, and type flag again, because we're going to bully the Saints into getting less penalties, because at this point, I don't even know what to do. It's like, we're going to get penalties anyway, so let's at least try to minimize them, I guess. I mean, no penalties doesn't really seem like an option. I'm sorry. I'm going to be done with this rant. Let's move on to the next one. So, last thing. Defense looked phenomenal. Look what happens when you bring pressure to the quarterback. Whenever you're creating pressure and you're getting sacks and you're bringing hits and you're making your presence known on the quarterback and in the backfield, look what happens. Kirk Cousins, 25 for 38, 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And that interception came on a nice route that Irv Smith kind of did an up and out. Tyrann Mathieu just was like, I'm the honey badger and I don't care. I'm going to take that ball and I'm going to take it because it's mine. Right there, took it, and that was that. I mean, Honey Badger proving why we signed him, why we brought him in this offseason. He finally got an interception. I love getting Honey Badger involved and stuff, but the front four and the front eight, Demario Davis, Pete Werner, all of them, Kentavius Street, all these guys were just balling out. They were really doing a good job, and I was very impressed with the defensive front finally creating pressure. Going into this game, guys, the Saints had 2 sacks on defense. Today alone, they had 3, which is incredible. In my opinion, I love seeing that they're finally getting some pressure. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. Continue to bring the pressure and continue to not be the problem, because it's obvious the offense is the issue for this team. So before we get out of here, let me know your thoughts on this question. What is your level of concern with the New Orleans Saints going into Week 5? Yeah, okay, so 1, you're not worried at all. You're fine. We're going to win the Super Bowl. It's not that big of a deal. This is just whatever, and, things happen. 100, the Saints may not win another game, and they also they won't have a first-round pick. So it's not going to be a pretty season in offseason. So let me know what your level of concern is for the Saints, 1 to 100. I'm personally sitting at like an 82, not quite an 85, an 82. I'm nervous. I'm worried, but there's still plenty of football to be played. Let me know down in the comments. Who Dat Nation? Y'all stay golden. I'll catch you later.